right, welcome back to Packers Playbook. I am Dusty Eva with me as always as 97.3 the game is John Kuhn. John, we got to see a game, man. It was cold. Got to see a win against the defending Super Bowl champions. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm fantastic. I'm almost as good and feeling as good as this Green Bay Packer team is right now. 3-game win streak in the midst of the hardest part of the schedule. When you looked at Chargers at Lions, Chiefs Sunday night, you had them pegged possibly for a loss or two or maybe three at one point in time throughout the season. But getting those 3 big wins in a row, it's no secret this team's starting to gel and come together.
Yeah, and it's looking good. These haven't been the Chargers one, honestly, feels so long ago now. I have a hard time remembering, but none of these seemed fluky. They put together really nice game plans. I think LaFleur has been doing some really nice stuff, and their execution, which has been the bugaboo all year, has been tremendous so far this year. So let's get to it, man. We've got 4 plays we're going to look at. The first 3 are all going to feature this fun little orbit motion by Henry Pearson. So we'll run this here real quick. We're going to get this one's going to be a sweep on 1st and 10 out of 21 personnel. So you got the 2 running backs with Pearson as the one running back there listed, and the tight end. You get that nice little sideways pitch, the horizontal pitch to Dillon in space, gain of 5 yards on 1st and 10. Hard to argue with that. John, what do you got for this here?
Yeah, I just love what Matt LaFleur has been doing the last few weeks with this offense, with Jordan Love. You can tell he now feels comfortable enough with Jordan Love in this first season as a starter to start really unwrapping some of his gifts that he can put out here as a play caller and as a game planner. And this is a special type of motion. This is an orbit motion. You generally see this with a scat kind of wide receiver or a running back. And to be able to throw a fullback in there and do this is quite excellent. Pearson had only 1 play on the season so far on offense, comes in this game, and they have a whole package for him. I love to see it. Now, take note what this orbit motion did early on in the play before the snap. Safeties are not quite sure who they want to drop down in there to try and defend against this run kind of personnel group that the Packers have. As Pearson comes to your left, you see the safety right here. Should I go down? Should you go down? And as Pearson goes back to the right, look at that safety down there. Now, why are the safeties not starting to play down in the box? Because Spags wants to be creative. He wants to be sneaky. He doesn't want to just put a safety down in the box and let Jordan Love can all day and switch to the right answer. So he tries to hide it. This orbit motion hides their ability to be able to hide, and it puts the safety a little bit late getting down there to the attack. So Packers have a nice little setup here, and if you watch from the backside, you can see how well the actual execution was. Most notably, watch the edge here by Tucker Kraft and Watson. This is the only way you can run outside, is if you have 2 willing and able blockers like that. Absolutely fantastic out of those 2.
Yeah, you got them pinning down. You got there, and then Tom able to pull around and then lead. Pearson does not have, I mean, Pearson's behind the play there. It's hard for him to do much. But the fact that you get those pinned down, Tom, and that, I mean, you can pause it right there, man. You're a Green Bay Packers fan. You run that in the alley, right? That's exactly what they're doing there. Run that sucker in the alley. Nice little 5-yard gain there. I can't remember if we talked about this last week, John, but that's been one of my things this year, not on this play specifically, but on when they have Watson end arounds. And my point has always been that some of the Watson end arounds don't necessarily work quite as well because you don't have Watson blocking for you. And Watson is just, on top of everything else, a tremendous blocker on the edge. And we certainly see that here.
Yeah, and you talked about here Pearson being slightly behind. First time they ran that in the game, first time he ran that motion in the game, looked like it was a little quicker, or he was maybe a little bit slow out of his break based off of the snap count. Still got in front, but as that play gets cleaned up, you could really start seeing that thing hit for even bigger yards.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. All right, man. You want to hit the next one here?
Yeah, so naturally, you can't have one play with one motion because everybody knows exactly what you're going to do. And if you're going to slip in one little wrinkle, you might as well slip in 2 into this package. Same exact personnel group, same exact formation, same exact motion, except this time you get a different rotation out of safeties. Notice, Dusty, how quick the safety came down on this rotation. He was down in the box. He was waiting for this. He was ready for this. As he saw that motion get gone, safeties down in the box. That's exactly what the Packers want as they adjust and go past with the tight end behind the second level.
Yeah, and you get those linebackers too. We didn't talk about this too much on the last one, but the linebackers were certainly eyes forward. I'm not sure exactly what their keys were, but they're certainly eyes forward. And then on this one, they just You get that guy screaming down, you get the linebackers moving, and then you just sneak Tucker Kraft out the other way. You get the nice little fake pitch by Jordan Love there to sell that sucker, and before anyone knows it, Tucker Kraft is right over the linebackers. Beautiful design.
Yeah, and Jordan Love has options on this play too. Obviously, number one is Tucker Kraft behind that level. Number two is Christian Watson coming here on a dig. And then number three, safety valve is going to be a screen. You're going to have a one-man screen out in front. Henry Pearson, lead blocking for a running back. If you get numbers the other way, then he could be one-on-one, and that could end up being a big dump down.
Yeah, that seems like something they've worked into the offense quite a bit this year. I think they've maybe thrown this once or twice, but I love the idea of a check down with a blocker in front. Really nice little twist on that there. We'll just take a quick look at this from the backside here. It's very nice. You can see those linebackers. You can almost see their eyes as Kraft is going past them here. Oh, no, we missed him. You can see him flow really easily here. Back turn, completely gone.
I just love the fact that Matt LaFleur's offense is really starting to bud some of its flowers, and it's going to just continue to bloom the more and more that he feels comfortable with Jordan Love grasping every little nuance of this offense.
Yeah, we've certainly been seeing that so far. It's been a really, really fun development to watch week after week for sure. John, anything else on this one? Or you want to move to the next one here?
Let's move to the last one. It's not a successful play, Dusty, but it's using that same formation, that same wrinkle, and you can see how they're going to start setting up even more plays off of this design. This is what Matt LaFleur wants to do. He wants everything to have its look, have its feel, and be able to run multiple things off of this. Now, the last two times they got in this personnel group, the last two times they ran this formation in this play, the Chiefs sat back and they ran some sort of 33, right? They had a safety that drop down on the run play to the play side. They had a safety drop down weak on the pass play. This time they're going to run a blitz. They got Saul Dog going here between the Sam and the Will on the edges. And Leo Chanel's a little late here. This play doesn't work because the offensive line checks to the right. They're sliding to the right. In hindsight, Jordan Love's probably going to watch this in the film room and decide I should have slid this one left, secured my left side because I got more options to throw hot to the right side on this. But go ahead and watch this thing develop, and you can see where the Packers will have an opportunity if he chooses to throw it. Right there. You got, who is that, Dontavian Wicks coming across, and then you also got that check down to the running back once again that he could potentially go hot to had he slid the line the other way.
Yeah, and this looked to me like he's looking, that's 50. Is that Chanel right there? Is 50?
No, that's Gay. Chanel's or he's the Sam. He comes too. He just comes a little bit late. And this is one where, at the pre-snap, Leo Chanel's on the line of scrimmage. He feels more threatening than Gay does back there at the backer position. The line slides to the right. Jordan Love lets it roll. But in hindsight, probably should have slid that thing based off of who you have hot to the left. All you have is a go route. Kind of hard to hit a go route hot.
Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to ask you about was the protection there, because it is a slide and it looks like, I don't know if Love sees him, because we had the sweep, we had the quick little tight end pop, which took a little bit of time. This is like a couple digs going down. Like you said, you've got a couple options in the middle, but it's a longer developing play. And with a free rusher off the edge with that slide there, he doesn't really have the opportunity. You can see him kind of look, it's covered. I'm going to check my vertical. Oh, crap, he's right in my face. I'm just going to chuck this sucker. But that is a good point about going to the side where you have more hots built in instead of just chucking that sucker to the heavens and hoping he doesn't get intercepted and ends up out of bounds, right?
Yeah, go back to the wide copy once here, Dusty, and watch if he did slide this to the left. Now that we know what we know, watch if he does slide this thing to the left, because you can see Leo Chanel. He's not great with his rush. He doesn't come right away. And watch how much more time Jordan Love would have had, and he would have had options looking to this side.
Yeah. So you drop that, and now you've got Walker right there on the free rusher, right? Because they're all sliding left.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got the check down. You maybe have a chance, like you said, that's kind of a late comer there. So it probably does roll check down in that sense, right? Because you still don't have time to do that. They get set up, but you've got all that space there. Is that something, John? I mean, with the way I know the way Spags likes to disguise all of his blitzes and stuff, is this just because for the most part he did very well against the blitz? Love did this past week. Is this something that is as he grows and recognizes some of the stuff a little bit more and the protection calls? Is that something that like a feel thing you believe he will get better at?
Absolutely. And, no quarterback's perfect. Plenty of times with Aaron Rodgers, when you're back there, you have to kind of make these calls off your gut and off of film recognition. And this is one of the Packers, they got a scat protection here. You only have 5 guys. So sometimes you got to take a chance and slide it one way, and you turn out your guess was wrong. But in this instance, if you can find little ways to increase your percentages based off of the slide, I think Jordan Love would look at this one and wish he slid it to the left, not just because he came, but because if a free rusher comes from the right, you're going to have more options to be able to move that ball.
That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Anything else on this one, John? You want to hit the last one here?
Well, you talked about Spags bringing the pressure, and on this last play, he didn't blitz to bring the pressure, but there was definitely pressure right in Jordan Love's face, as this was the play of the game, Dusty. 4th and 1, midfield. The Packers are going for it. Their defense has not stopped Kansas City yet in this football game. This is a have-to-have-it play, and you're going for it all. They got the flood concept going to the left side of the field, and Jordan Love fits a ball with Chris Jones in his face into a bucket that I cannot believe he did. And Romeo Doubs made a fantastic catch.
Yeah, I think you've got like Wicks down there, and then I think that's Dobbs there, right? And then Watson kind of just vertical and kind of breaking out a little bit. To me, it almost looks like his arm gets hit. That's Chris Jones, I think, just beats Josh Myers, which zero shame in that. Chris Jones is incredible. Just like you said, Chuck says sucker. He's got some underneath options. Is this something, John, where he likes that? Because I mean, from what I'm seeing, you've got, if he's reading this out and he's looking, obviously he's already getting ready to throw. He's running there. I think they're the 2 safety looks. You've removed him. So now you're saying, I know I've got almost like a follow corner there. We've got him over the top and we got him in trail. I guess I don't know how to ask this, John. But with this as it is this a educated guess as far as the read here? Or is this I know Dobbs is down there and I hope this is the right look. I'm going to throw this.
This is and you can tell by Dobbs running this route, the way that he runs it. If you rewind it and play it again, Dobbs is not even quite sure exactly where to take this route once he passes the second level. He's trying to read the safeties. He's trying to figure out, am I doing a skinny post? Am I doing a corner? What exactly am I doing here? The Chiefs did a great job in this coverage, not giving the Packers options. You would have thought they would have played that much more aggressive with it being 4th and 1. And it's almost like they're sitting back and it's 4th and 17. I think that caught Romeo Doubs by surprise. I think caught Jordan Love by surprise. He did have an option to go to A.J. Dillon just to secure the first down. But I think this is Jordan Love saying, hey, it's 4th down. I'm going to give this thing a chance and see what happens here, because an interception is just as good as a punt.
Yeah, no, this is, and Chris Jones in the middle here. He's the one going to affect it. I mean, is this a potential like a touchdown to check down type of thing? Like I'm looking deep. If it's not there, then I'm checking down, which is generally how you do it. And you can see him by the time he's set, he's got no time to check this down, right? This is chuck this ball up or I got to eat this thing on 4th and 1. It's really, so he's got no time to go underneath, right? The first read is deep.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Game situation, 4th and 1 midfield. They were anticipating pressure, or at least the illusion of pressure, with everybody up at the line of scrimmage. I like the call. I like the defensive call too. But man, Jordan Love being able to put this ball, and Romeo Doubs, he doesn't see the ball until it's well on its way to. Look, he's looking here. He's trying to figure out what the heck is going on in this play. He's not even looking at the ball while it's in the air yet. Locates the ball, finds the ball already on the way down. That is a short period of time to be able to find the ball and grab the ball. Phenomenal catch by Romeo Doubs.
While getting sandwiched immediately after, able to hold on to that. That was one of, again, watching that live, that was a no, yes type of thing. And that was certainly a looking at the board like, okay, did he catch this? And I'm not mistaken, I think they went up tempo immediately afterwards on this play to try to get a playoff so it would not be reviewed. But he ended up coming down with it, which was pretty impressive. All right, John, got anything else here, or any other final words on the game here?
Well, we are now seeing through a course of an extended period of time what this offense is capable of doing with Jordan Love as the quarterback, these young skill position players, and Matt LaFleur, when he's able to really use his full arsenal, his full brain, and throw more information at these players. They are now showing the ability to block. They're now showing the ability to grasp who they're supposed to block and run route concepts. And with that, Matt LaFleur is going to be able to really give us some special things to watch here going forward.
Yeah, it seems like they've always been very good, I think, at game planning for certain opponents. But I think the use of motion has been up. Like you said, the execution's better. Those players are recognizing things better. Love is was gonna say Love's taking more chances. Love has always been taking chances. Right now, you just got guys coming down with it a little bit, so it's kind of letting the ball rip a little bit more and knowing the guys are going to be there. It's been really awesome to see.
The timing of everything is what has been so much better this last month of the season. There's a time clock in Jordan Love's head. It's in sync with the receivers. The running game is even picking up with the blocking unit and A.J. Dillon hitting the holes. So this offense is definitely trending in a direction where they can be dangerous here down the stretch and into the playoffs.
It's been really exciting. It's crazy hearing you say into the playoffs, because just a few weeks ago it did that seem like that was a pipe dream that was somewhere down the line. The fact that it's a possibility at all is insane, and a testament to what LaFleur and this entire team has been doing. John, as always, thank you so much. Appreciate you sitting down and talking ball. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good.